From the deep, deep caverns of a Toyota Corolla, in self-isolation and feeling the air conditioning, live after a long, long time, it's Jimmy Tabacchi.
It's been a long, long time. As a matter of fact, I was looking through my videos the other day, and it's been since October that I posted a video. Maybe that's some kind of a record. Anyway, as you know, I'm Jimmy Tabacchi, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about who knows what. I guess it's whatever pops into my mind. But I've been asking a few questions of myself lately while I've been on hiatus. Like, how much wood would a woodpecker peck if a woodpecker could peck wood? It's kind of a daunting question. Would it be enough wood to create sawdust so that they could spread it on the floor of a bar while people ate peanuts, took the wrappers off the peanuts, or the shells, I should say, and dropped them on the floor? Interesting question. Or how about this? Does a woodpecker ever get a sprained beak? It's gotta hurt. I mean, what is it? I've heard that they can peck at a speed of maybe, I don't know, 500 pecks a minute if they get really going. That's gotta hurt, man. Can you imagine your face getting pushed in like that all the time? And their brains. They gotta have rattled brains, too. Those are just a couple of things I was thinking of. How silly, huh? Well, let's see. Let's look at the news for a second. Seems like the coronavirus, or COVID-19, has captured all of our thoughts and all of our concerns about each other and about each other's families. As for me, I'm here. I'm still doing my thing as a nomad. I heard a comment from a homeless person the other day, and he said, you know, you inspire me. If I look at you, I know what it's going to be like when I become a millionaire. I'll have a car. I'll have a roof over my head. I'll have nice clothes to wear. And I'll be on top of the world, getting my Social Security check and living the dream, baby. Got some news for you. You remember Doc Hatfield, Preacher Man Piper. And I got to do a special shout out to him, and a thank you for giving me a shout out as well. We were on House Party or Zoom or something, and I was going through some of the chaos that I've been through since October, getting involved with the wrong people and getting caught up in a terrible situation, which I'm not going to go into detail about. By the grace of God, I got out of it and starting to just dig out of my cocoon a little bit. Well, Doc, bless his heart, said, Jimmy, I want you to consider something. I want you to think about coming up here to my hometown of Greenback, Tennessee. We'll find you a place to live. Jobs here are good. You can get yourself a little job. And I'll even watch Dexter during the day. Well, I have to tell you, I got such a sense of peace inside when I heard that. I didn't jump on it right away because I had to think a little bit. But then I prayed about it. And I can honestly say that God told me, you got to do it, Jimmy. You got to do it because it's a step in the right direction. You'll feel a whole lot better about yourself. And you finally begin, after these, can you believe I've been in this car for 6 years? After 6 years, you'll be able to live a normal life. So, Doc, I'm coming. I'm coming. Few conundrums in the way, but sooner than later, I'm going to be there, brother. No, that's definitely what I'm going to do for sure. So that's good news. As far as my family's concerned, my son is in upstate New York around Albany. He's a music teacher and also a professional musician and songwriter. They were scrambling around. It's in the elementary schools in very impoverished areas. And all the teachers were scrambling around in New York trying to figure out how they were going to tele-educate with their lesson plans and all of this. Well, being a music teacher, it gives him a big advantage because, yes, they get the music training, they get their personal lessons and things like that for the kids that want to learn. And he tells me there are not a lot of kids that want to learn up there. As a matter of fact, from their backgrounds, he won't even allow them to take their instruments home. So you get an idea of what it's about. But he said to me the other day, he said, Dad, you know what? I'm just going to do this, man. I've got my recording studio upstairs, and I'm just going to make a bunch of YouTube videos and put them up. Not only that, the quality of everything is going to be so much better and professional. And I just think that's the way to go. And I said, Timmy, that's a brilliant idea. I said, the kids are oriented to go on YouTube anyway. And I think they would absolutely love to see something like that. So I can't wait to see some of the videos he's going to produce. My daughter, Sarah, who's 23 years old, my son's 43. Imagine that, 20 years apart. My daughter, Sarah, my sweet, sweet, precious girl, 23, she's living in Staten Island, New York with her boyfriend. And she works in the restaurant business as a server, I guess, right now. And her boyfriend's a bartender, and they both work at the same restaurant, Dave and Buster's, which is one of the sports bars. I don't know if you guys have them in your states or countries. I know you don't overseas. But around here, they become a pretty good thing. And they're fortunate enough to be living with his mother in her condominium, but they have their own private space down in the basement, which is really nice for them. And they're actually excited and really want to have their own place. So they're in the process now of looking around and all of that. As you know, the New York area, particularly the city, has gotten really hit hard with this thing. So I check in with her. Fortunately, being 23, she's going to be okay. She's just amazed at how the shelves have cleared out on the grocery stores. And at that point, when I spoke to her, they were limiting the patrons of the restaurant, not in a terrific amount, but enough to affect business. So she's getting paid. She's been staying home. And her boyfriend, I guess, is doing the same. A lot is changing with this, and we're having to adapt to a lot of different things, as everybody knows. But, you know, it's funny, around this town, when I drive around, because obviously I'm tuned into all of this, and being on the street and driving around, it's really like driving around on a Sunday afternoon. It's peaceful. You don't hear the traffic. You hear the birds singing. It's a gorgeous day today in Florida. Absolutely gorgeous. It's cool. It's pleasant. We're at the park now at City Hall, which is shut down. And as a matter of fact, one of Boca's finest is sitting just across the way there, probably taking a break, but just generally checking on what's going on around here. I know most of those guys, so that's really nice too. On many occasions late at night, I've had them come up to me and just check on me, you know. not to come over and criticize me or to kick me out because I look disheveled, but to really genuinely say, hey, how you doing, man? And having some of them make suggestions as to where I could go to get help if I need it. And so it really helps a lot to know a lot of those guys. Even the park rangers. I was at a park this morning, and turns out the park was officially closed. It's a usual hangout for both Dex and I. I like to go to these places because I can let Dex out and he can run around and that kind of thing. And I trust him so much, and he listens to me exclusively, so that if I told him, you know, anything, like don't go in the street or whatever, he responds to that. And if I call him, he comes back right away. Well, anyway, I drove into this park this morning to take my little visit, to sit in the shade and to see what was going on. And a fella drove up in a golf cart. I think he was probably from the middle school, which is right next to the park. And he came over and he said, are you going to be here very long? Or are you going to stay for the night? And I said, no, I wasn't planning on staying for the night, but, you know, I came here. And he said, how'd you get in? I said, well, came by at 10 o'clock in the morning and the gate was open, so I just drove in. Now, the pool that's a part of the park is closed. It wasn't closed yesterday, but it's closed today. So he said to me, well, I'll tell you what. I came in, and the gate is unlocked over there. It's closed now. But when you leave, just do me a favor. And when you go out, please close the gate. Well, I was sitting there, and a bunch of us got together on house party this morning. We had a wonderful time. Doc was there. Harriet Herfer was there. Who else was there? My gracious, isn't that terrible? I'm so old I can't remember these things. Rustic Piper was there, and also Lutrasaurus. Incidentally, do me a favor, guys, will you? Will you keep Leo Lutrasaurus in your prayers? He's having a bout now with diverticulitis. Excuse me. And it's flared up on him. And he's got food there. You know, he's got all the food that he needs. But here's the problem. Because of the diverticulitis, he has to be on a very bland diet. Some of the things he mentioned was chicken broth, rice, that kind of thing. And it's tough for him to get to go see a doctor about this. And he certainly doesn't want to end up in a hospital, because apparently what they have to do is they have to put a tube in him to feed him during that time. And it's very uncomfortable. And he was saying invariably he got placed in a room with two other guys who ended up being senior citizens. And he said, 70 or more, which I reared back in my head. I didn't really. I did it on purpose. And I said, hey. I didn't say this to him either, but I should have. It would have been a good line. I should have said, hey, watch it there. I'm going to be 70 in June. But I didn't say that. And it was just a funny thing that he had to say. But he was feeling down about it. I mean, really, you know how you get when you get frustrated. So keep him in your prayers. Please keep him in your prayers. Or shoot him a line, or, tell him that's soon to be over too. Doc was there. Doc got out on his back porch for the first time this year. They had a porch, he told me the other day, built last year, and this was the first opportunity for him to get out. Harriet's fine. She's been battling a few allergies, but she's good. And Rustic Piper is hanging in there. And I'm just trying to think who else. Oh, LaDon Mott. LaDon Mott was there. And it's always great to talk to him. He said there could be a winter storm blowing through where he is in Iowa. It was dark outside. It was about 8:30 his time when we all got on. And he's doing very well, feeling better, and all of that. So it was a really nice visit we had together. Here's something I really want to say too. Professor Jeremiah has Zoom meetings. Zoom meetings. Now, he'll announce them when he's going to have them. And also, he goes live on YouTube at the same time he's doing the Zoom meeting. And we have just a ball with him on these Zoom meetings. It's a wonderful time of fellowship for all of us. It's a wonderful time to just talk and be brothers and sisters and to talk about anything, because that's what we do as a family. That's what we do as a family. And we also know that as a family, we're going to get through this mess together and we're going to support each other. And that's the main thing. But the Zoom meetings, very, very important that you jump in, even if it's for 5 minutes to say hello. That's all. You know, I'm not on there every time. Sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I miss the announcements. But when I catch it, it's just a great, great time. Also on the live, if you should tune into the live on YouTube while it's going on, he puts a link up there so you can push that and get directly into the meeting, which makes it very convenient. I frankly don't know how he figured out how to do that. But technology, what an amazing thing. It's really incredible to think that we could do the teleeducation, to think that we have this media available to us to communicate back and forth. It takes the ease off of it. It takes the whole, frustration and worry out of it to a great degree. We're gonna beat this thing, and we're gonna beat it better than ever. The thing that I pray and hope for the most is the attitude that's been going on in the country between the radical left and the patriots goes away, or at least goes away more than it is now. I recall 9/11 right after that happened, and how Americans came together like nothing since, like they did back in World War II when we were faced with a real national crisis and something we had to take care of and take care of together. Back then in 9/11, every car had American flags on it, and everybody was yelling USA, USA. It didn't last as long as we wanted it to, but it was there, which showed once again that Americans rally together in times of trouble. It was there, but it didn't last as long as we'd like it to. I'm hoping and praying that this will calm down all of the rhetoric and calm down all of the hate that's going on in this country and really bring us together. Really bring us together, focusing on the things that we need to focus on. And most importantly, to focus on God and the fact that He will never give us any problem harder than what we can face, or any temptation as well. He's there. He's in all of this, and He's in all of us. He is. Don't ever forget that. It's made a big change to my life, and it's been the only way I've been able to get through this thing. So, with that, I'm running out of time, and I just want to say I love each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you, your families. I know we're all going to be fine. And you know what? You guys know it too. So until next time, I'll see you later. God bless.